Actually, all the trouble seems to come from just this attraction to a story. You see? This attraction to the story. Because when we find this stillness, when you find this peace which is here now, this emptiness which is here now, something still is attracted to the idea of, but what about my story? Where is it going? Can I write the chapter on enlightenment now? You see? And say, okay, is this what is happening to me? The freedom. You see? It wants some glorious ending to this story about nothing. Because peace, freedom, awareness, the self, all of it is just here now already. Undeniably, for some of you who've been in satsang, it is so clear that what I am must be here. The reality of who I am is not coming and going. So what must we be chasing? Whatever the identity is, seeker identity, the one who wants freedom, what is that chasing? Something that is presumably going to come in the future. That next bowl of milk for the pretend cat that we presume ourselves to be. But really, it is just now. The truth is here now. That is why it is invaluable. If it came later, then it would be another appearance which by definition just comes and goes. If for the truth to be true, it must already be here. I know I make this point often, but many times we don't hear it, you see. Many times we don't hear it, that the truth that we are looking for is before we start even looking, has always been here. Before we can decide our next step, our next move, our next words, our next thoughts, there is the truth. It is what we are. It is never something that we will become. There is no such thing as an enlightened person. What do we use the term to signify that which is beyond the person idea, that who is not believing themselves to be this non-existent person. So sometimes conversationally we can say these things. But what does it really mean? Like yesterday I was saying, it means that that which we believed ourselves to be is dead. Actually, it is seen that because dead can seem like a morose term, it is just seen that it was never alive, it was never real in the first place. So whatever your name is, know that that one was never alive. It was just a label for nothing. At least for the body, you can say, okay, these set of atoms and molecules appearing energetically, this is the body. Okay, so is this the name for the body? No, also it is the name for the mind. And the mind is so frivolous. When there is a thought, there is mind. There is no thought, there is no mind. So we've made a conceptual entity where no real entity exists. Then we call it the body-mind complex, the body-mind entity. There is no such entity. There is nobody which is the body-mind. So once we see this, we see that that one which never existed can never be me in reality. That's all that is being pointed to actually, that the false never existed. And the true has always been here. That which witnesses all of this play is not coming and going. That which witnesses the states coming and going, that one is not coming and going, because it is not a state. And you are that. You see? So the story, now the problem is what? That one, which is not coming and going, which is the witness of all of these states, that has no story. You see? So then the mind comes and says, because this is the story engine, no? Like the gaming engine, we have the story engine, which is saying, but so what? How does it help me? If I am just this solitary witness which has no attributes, you see? And so what happened? You see? And the asking of that, so what happened means, so what is next on the next page of the story? You see? That's why when I say that if this moment could be the end of your story, your novel finishes now, you see? The story of me comes to an end now, would you truly be okay with that? And many of you, I know, are okay with that. You see? It's just some prior magnetism that the story held for you, which is still playing out. Maybe that is what is played out even after the truth is seen. There's some remnants of prior magnetism to the prior story. Yeah. Now what happens is that many times we want to include the master as part of our story. I have a spiritual life, I have a work life, I have a parenting life, I have this, and in my one aspect of my story is this spiritual life, and which I want to have the best master as part of my story, because I am so special. I must have, the best there is out there, isn't it? So you say, okay, this one I didn't like, this one I liked. Yeah, this is, so then we have this. The master becomes part of our seeming story. But then what happens? If we are lucky, then we find someone who can just show us what we really are and has no interest in our story. You see? So then you find that, okay, I just wanted it like in that aspect of my life or my master to be this way, so that it's a nice inclusion in my overall book that I'm writing about myself. Now this master doesn't want that. He wants you to drop everything. Every other chapter he's saying, drop it, forget about it, let it be on its own. Everything is just happening. Who is that story for? Who are you? You see, he's always poking with these kind of questions. You see? Now there are some who will say, okay, yes, this one is not just a chapter of my story, and I'm okay with the end of my story. Okay? And there are some who are saying, but no, now he's asking for too much. Now he's asking for too much. Give me this also, give me this also, give me this also. So, and some are just oscillating between these two. So, because all that I'm saying is don't buy what your mind is selling. The recognition of the truth is not difficult. Only that seems difficult is to drop our ideas about ourselves. So when I say don't believe your next thought, there is so much resistance that comes to this simple pointing. Does it really work? I tried it, but belief goes automatically. All kinds of stuff will come. But it's actually very simple. It's like somebody is standing in front of you and says, oh, you are actually from Mars. Do you have the power to believe or not believe them? You do.